Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome back today. It's been a lovely week, and I'll be honest, it's a little off. I'm not normally on Fridays. I'm normally on Mondays and what? I can't even remember how it's scheduled. Mondays and Thursdays. It's been so long, since the holidays are in session. And I'd figured I'd come today because I've not been here all week. Right? I know you guys are missing me, right? A little bit? Maybe just a little bit? I don't know. Anyway, hope you all are doing wonderful today. Please, as we get started on this bunker show, do me a favor and hit the like button. It's kind of an odd title, odd thumbnail for this stream. And I don't know how many people are going to show up and hang out. We're also off schedule, so your like will surely help the reach of this show a little bit today. Thank you, Belmont, for being here. I appreciate you. Ronnie S., welcome back in. Rob Cat, thank you all. Giants Orbiting and Daniel Gonzalez, thank you for being here. I do see that Lewis popped by in the chat a little bit earlier, but he does have to work, and he has to be at the show later tonight over on the 8-Bit Esquires channel, doing a big charity stream over there, and I think this is going to be a lot of fun. This is going to be a blast tonight over on the 8-Bit Esquire channel, and I'm doing the first stream of the day for the whole crew, I believe. So let's get it started now, and then you come back later tonight at 9 o'clock Central Time, 9 hours from now, and we will all be live. Hey, Zefcore. We will all be live, hanging out, talking about some things. There goes Cole. So, yeah, Lewis will be in the house. It's 4 a.m. for Lewis at 9 p.m. tonight. So, he's the one that's left out and has the trouble. So what do you guys think? First off, I will explain today's stream and what's going to happen on today's show, because we're going to go for a little bit, try to go for an hour or so. Let me see if I can get some illumination on there and make sure that camera is open. Yes, no, blackout. Okay, there we go. So, how about a little bit of light? I have a lovely rack of tools here. A lovely rack of tools. And I've got the lighting turned down. You can see the lovely Christmas tree back here as we get ready for the season. And I'm going to go through and service some of these tools. Of course, when that happens, we'll have to turn the lights up some so you can see what I'm doing. But I thought that would be a fun experience. And at the same time, I will tell you about my lovely poofed up hair here. Yeah, nice rack. Thank you. My lovely poofed up hair. And what's going to happen to it. So, buckle up, everybody. Hope you all, again, are doing well. Please hit the like button for me if you can. I'm trying to get this thing to 100 likes. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes it doesn't. It's okay. I appreciate you, though, if you can. So, here's the deal. This week, I had a video come out. It was a deeper comparison of the 1351Q you guys saw live on stream. And I also found a 1354Q here in the shop. And I didn't even do any video about it, but it's one that's been fully restored. I did that last weekend also. And so I had all those together. I went ahead and made that video, produced it. And so I'm sure many of you guys saw that with that comparison of those two monitors. So if you haven't, you can go check that out. But I also did, Belmont, you did remind me of this. I just made a new episode yesterday about a rack. That's right. A big old sturdy rack. I don't know what the dog's doing back there. I just see him running back and forth. That's never a good sign. So a big old sturdy rack. That's right. Everybody loves racks, don't they? So let me get a little more light in here. Oh, did that scare you, Cole? Okay. So yeah, I have a whole video dedicated to a rack that it's two racks. Okay, a beautiful set of racks from Trinity. Oh, Trinity has just this amazing set of racks. The Trinity racks are just Something to behold. And the lousy jokes and innuendo be thrown out here, but it may be more in that video. Anyway, yeah, an awesome rack that I got. I've been getting some stuff ready here in the shop. I had a lot of CRTs come in that are in line to get serviced, and so I needed them to have a new spot to sit and wait while I worked on others. And so that's what this whole video is going to be about, my review of a rack for CRT storage or moving them around. You might have some wheels incorporated there, so that's something to look forward to. I'm not sure when that video will come out. I want to do a video on that. Or I did the video on that. I'm probably going to release that early to Patreon members over the weekend, and then it'll come out next week sometime early in the week. I've also got a couple of other episodes I want to work on before the end of the year that I'm trying to get done. Specifically on my list is a shop tour, and so I'm not sure whether that's going to happen exactly at the end of this year or if it's going to fall into January of next year, so that I really want to show everything. And I don't know, maybe I'll do it like a MTV Cribs style, but I'm not promising anything. Why am I shaving my hair? The shaving my hair is for charity, so it's for kids. Medical expenses or research. So since you brought it up, Berenge, it is a lovely amount of hair here that's going to be going tonight. Let's just jump into that. This is the reason, and I'm not even, that's why I just came on here to promote it, so that hopefully you can come by and say that later tonight, Berenge, at the stream. That's what I hope. Hope you'll come by and you can find out exactly why. Exactly why we'll be doing some head shaving on the line. It's just something I offered up to 8-Bit Esquire. If he wanted to do it, I told him, hey, if you want to set a goal, if the goal gets hit, I'll be happy to come on at the end of the show and just shave my hair. That's what I was going to do. I said, you hit your goal. If it's something, so that's really what it was all about. So yeah, that's kind of funny. So anyway, am I getting bald? I don't know. I've looked like this for probably 15 years. Sometimes I feel like I'm going to be like the William Hurt or Jack Nicholson, maybe in like another 30 years. But I don't know. It just doesn't. It's just very thin blonde hair. It looks really poofed up because I hit the blow dryer today. I hit the blow dryer a bit and just poofed the crap out of it. Oh yeah. So hey James, no problem. It's nothing to be upset about. I wasn't going to come on here just to do it to troll anybody about losing their hair. Like I said, I mean, there's not. Sometimes it looks like I'm going to be, again, like looking like William Hurt or something soon. So anyway, that's the hair announcement. If you came here, you got it. The first 9 minutes. Bam. The hair. If you come, you got to come to tonight's live show, the big show tonight, over on the 8-Bit Esquire channel. You all are, I'm sure, aware of it. Most of you guys in the chat are, I'm sure. And he's doing a live stream for charity. So to try to help out, besides just the normal thing of being a contributor to the show that he's doing and stuff like that, I also wanted to do a little bit extra. So there we go. So anyway, that's it for the hair announcement. That's it for the hair announcement. I'll probably have to update people again as they jump in and they're like, why did I even stop in this stream? And like I said, I mean, it's YouTube. Who the heck knows about, thank you, Belmont. Who the heck knows about thumbnails and titling? It's the biggest waste of time for me. And it's like the thing that probably screws over most of my work is just being completely frustrated with thumbnails And titling. How do you title your masterpiece? All your work. There we go. Let's balance it out a little bit, folks. Anyway. All right. Let's get into some tools, right? Not just the tool you see before you. Oh, I'm going to see what other kind of views I have available here first. I've got the double view with the dashboard here. And the tool lineup here. The tool lineup, right? Let's start with everybody's favorite. Actually, I kind of goofed up. I forgot to get a towel. Let me go get a towel. Thank you, Dr. Claw. So, in my eternal attempt to be cheap and save money, I've kind of moved away from using so many paper towels and disposable things that cost money and aren't really helpful to the environment. So I've found some really old, amazing Superman beach towels to start using to clean stuff, right? I know. So that's what we're going to use instead of just paper towels, just to try to save some stuff. So I'm gonna tear this tool down here. We're gonna start with Hakko FR301, and I will put the overhead camera on, and hopefully we can get a little bit of overhead camera action involved here. And that'll be our fun time here. Let me get in here and edit this video, turn it upside down, and we can get going on this. I'm gonna expand that out to that, and whoa, I got it big here. Okay, there we go. So let me do that. And I'm going to actually get rid of one of these things here. I'm going to get rid of that. And it'll just be the two of us here. Okay, so this is the first thing we'll look at. This is the first one, right? Our Hakko FR301. And every time you use this, you have to clean out the chamber, right? Everybody knows that. That's pretty standard. Right? Ooh, look at that. So the last time I used it, I didn't clean it out. Check out all that stuff right there. Get a little more light there. Yeah. That is all the solder I sucked out of the last circuit board I was working on right there. So this is, this is the way this tool works, is it sucks in, this heating element gets hot, sucks solder as it's molten into this tube chamber at molten hot levels, comes through that little hole right there, and comes into this rubber hole housing, into this chamber, and then it's caught in this. And then air passes around that. Most of it's caught in this tray, and it passes through that, and then it hits this filter on the back end, which is just a little like filter, paper ceramic filter. Let me get it out. So you can see that then the air pushes that against this filter, and this catches anything that spills over, those microscopic bits that spill over in between that catch and where the air is forced in. Everything else is caught by this filter, so this filter can actually be peeled to save it for another day. So instead of just throwing the whole filter out, I can peel off the last layer. And so that catches everything else, and then the rest has air flowing through it, and then the air comes back in here in the pump vacuum area. So that doesn't actually suck in the solder, it's caught in the chamber. So the chamber is something that always gets dirty. Look at this thing I've had for probably 6-7 years now, and the chamber was clear at some point, but you can tell after years and years of use it just looks ridiculous, right? And who really cares about cleaning out the inside of this? I don't get too hung up on that, because it's just so many, only so much can be done, and it doesn't actually hinder the performance of the tool as long as there's nothing big chunky in there. Yep, that's pretty much just exactly what it is there, Belmont. Oh, that's funny. So here again is this chamber area, and after I service this one, I'm going to pull out... Hey, Amos, good to see you today. 3D Board Gamer, welcome in. Yeah, I'm going to show you a completely cleaned, fresh one. I have actually two of this tool because, you know, when you're actually working on these things, you'll actually run into a situation where one will stop working, and you may need a backup. All right, so we clean that out, and all this does come apart, right? Okay. See, there's my lovely homemade solder rock right there. And I'm actually going to clean this a little bit better today. Now, this filter, see how it's nice and thick? Since I peeled that layer off, I'm going to reuse this filter because it's still got some good life in it. It's nice and thick still. So that's going to be placed aside. Those pieces, these all could be cleaned, right? I mean, I could chemically clean them. So maybe we'll do that. I just don't think I have enough chemicals. That's the only problem. So there's that bit. We'll set that aside for right now and kind of keep going and taking this thing apart. Now, to get out of the front up here, you got to have this tool, which is just going to turn it. But also this tool can be used while the device is hot, so you don't have to worry about burning yourself, but you definitely don't want to touch it while it's hot, right? So, and this might not even come off while it's cold, but we'll see. Oh, there we go, spinning. There we go, spun it off there. And you know, there's different size nozzles, different types of nozzles that you can get from Hakko, and maybe we can show you what that looks like when you order some of these. But when you get a new one from Hakko and the new tool, this is going to be covered in a solder ball all the way. You won't see that hole like you see it here. It's going to be covered in solder, so don't freak out like you got the wrong tip. It's just got solder already applied to it. You need to heat it up and suck that out, and this just needs to be mostly cleaned or kept clean as you use it. And there are some tools with your cleaning kit. I can't even. There it is. To get one of these, everybody's seen this little guy. So this can be used to, you know, keep that hole clean. But you can't do it if it's got something in it. And it's, yeah, see, it's got something in it. So we'll have to heat it up. Something was trapped in that. In there. Definitely. Okay. So we'll need to heat that up to get that cleaned off. There we go. All right, so we won't, but we'll do that after we finish cleaning it, the back part, so that we can heat that up and get that nice and hot. Service that spot. Service that spot. Okay, so to get the back of this open, it's really simple. Gonna unscrew it back here. Got the screw there. What we need to see this is what I explained. It sucks it in this chamber, or into the chamber, and then the air continues to come around this loop, and this is the pump actually itself under here. There's another couple diaphragms, so I'm going to pull this off. It's just a tubing and then a spacer. Keep that out of the way. And now we're going to open this chamber and get this little diaphragm out of here that we have to clean. And we need to take not all of these screws off, just these 2 screws right here. We need to remove them. See that? And this has to be done. Guys, they don't tell you this like on their website for some reason. I don't know why this is considered secret knowledge to them sometimes. But you got to take that back end off right there. And the screws will fall out so you don't lose those. This whole part of this chamber needs to be cleaned with alcohol, which we're going to definitely do. But there's also this little thing that gets gummed up with flux residue pretty much. You can see how it's got a yellow tint to it. And it's just, it gets sticky from the flux. That's what ends up coming through here is the vaporized flux. It sucks so much of that vapor. When it hits the solder, it reactivates that flux and that vapor comes off and that passes through the whole filter chamber and it still makes its way through this, and this is what catches it, right? See, when you get all the way to this point, this is like the last point of defense. Right in there is the pump. That's where the actual pump mechanism is, where it just sucks in air and so yep. So that's this particular piece must be cleaned. Hey, Snuffer Stuffer. Yep, must be clean. So I'm just gonna put it right there. There it is. You can see just a dab of alcohol will do, and I will just wipe it off on both sides and try to get it nice and clean. And if you do go to Hakko's website, you can buy replacements of these parts, like this little filter. You can get that. You can get all the other replaceable parts. You can get just about any part that you might need if something happens, which is a good thing. So that's really it. It's going to be, you're not going to change the color because it's kind of stained yellow pretty much, just like my teeth from so many years of coffee, right? So there's that little, what do they call it, a diaphragm or filter or whatever you want to call it. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to put a little bit of alcohol on the edge of this towel and get into this chamber. Make sure it's wiped out. Okay, got it nice and wiped out. Same thing on this end. Now if you want to, there's another diaphragm under this which is round and big. It's the actual pump, but you know, unless there was just a ton of gunk that got sucked in here and you saw it, I wouldn't really, you shouldn't need to get that out unless you have an issue. And this, what we're doing now, is going to clean up the issues 99.9% of the times with this tool. If you do what I'm doing right now, take it apart and put it back together after this cleaning, you're going to be blown away. It's going to act like it did when you first unboxed it. Got the diaphragm back in there. You can see it fits. Whoop! There's a certain spot it has to go in. It's got a little cutout on it. Gosh, my big old sausage hands aren't helping me right now. There we go. I'm gonna put that on top like that. I think I'm going to. I say I'm going to. There we go. Is that right? Everything's good. Okay. Hard to see and look like that. Yeah, guys, sorry if you're here late and you didn't get the first little memo. I will remind everybody to please show up tonight to the stream over on the 8-Bit Esquires channel. And it is a charity live stream. And many of you I know have already donated and are aware of the stream. But just in case you're not, please come over to the stream. If we hit whatever goal Roger sets, I told him if he hit the goal tonight, I would gladly come on there at the end, and with the extra time, I would shave my own head live tonight to help try to entice anybody who wants me to be, have really little hair for the winter. All these lovely locks can go away. All right. So that's really it for the back chamber right there. I've got that reinserted. And those 2 screws done. Just check these other screws and make sure they're not too loose. You don't want to like over tighten any of these, but it's all good. Yeah. Oh, well, how about this? You guys, there's just a lot of this stupid, silly discussions online of people like flexing on whether they're, here's another divisive thing, dinks or not. Dinks. What is a dink? Let me define this for you. Dink, D-I-N-K. It's an acronym, and it means dual income, no kids. So you are a couple, you live together, you have dual incomes for your life, but you have no children. You could be married, you could not be married. I mean, the first time I was referred to this was by a coworker, and I was not married at the time. I was engaged, so that doesn't mean anything. But they had kids, and they were like, oh, it must be nice being a dink. And I was like, I don't even know what that means. What does that mean? So they explained that. Double income, no kid. And again, this is like 2006 at the time. So pretty early on, where you know a lot of these things you didn't really know all the time. All right, so there we go. Anyway, I've just replaced this line, put the stopper or the spacer back there, and that's just preventing this from pinching. Okay, so anyway, this conversation came back up, and there's of course the grass is always greener. There's 2 different sides to every story. I don't think it's fair to say that either one is better than the other, really, but I will tell you that most people that do have kids, they hope to be a dink again one day. I don't think anybody wants their kids to live in their basement the rest of their existence and always be a parent, but maybe some people do. Who knows? Some people are treated like that. But that's not really what I'm referring to here. So here's I'll give you a little perspective. When I had no kids, I felt like I had no money. I was full of debt. And but I slept incredibly well. That was one of the things that changed once I had kids. I mean, I can't remember the last time I've got more than 7 hours of sleep in a night. That's a lot now. So I know that I have friends that don't have kids that can sleep in and sleep till like 8 or 9 in the morning. I can't even sleep that late. That's late to me. I can't sleep usually that late. Anyway, so there's, that side of things. And I mean, having kids is great too, but there's also the crazy stuff. I mean, it's like people want to think everything's perfect all the time. It's not perfect all the time. I was telling this crazy story, right? Here's the crazy story. My kid, she's 8 years old. Now, she's very, very smart, and but she constantly has always had a problem with sticking anything in her mouth, her hand, and just like, I don't know, whether her teeth are come in and they bother her, and she's just always trying to chew on something from 6 to 8 real bad. And that's how old she is now, is 8. So anyway, I'm in the kitchen, and I'm preparing some stuff with dinner. I believe, and they're already in the dining room eating on the other side of the kitchen. And my daughter and son are having a conversation. He's 12, she's 8. And she says, I don't know what they're talking about, eating weird stuff. And she says, I'm just listening. I'm not involved in the conversation. She says, oh, yeah, I swallowed a penny once. And my son goes, what? You swallowed a penny? And I'm like, wait a second, what did she just say? And she goes, yeah, I swallowed a penny. And I'm like, what the hell? What is she saying? You know, now I'm starting to get freaked out because I'm like, what? What the heck did she say? Did she really swallow a penny? So I started to get like really worried. So I run in the room and I'm like, what did you say? You swallowed a penny? And my son's like, relax, Dad. It had to be a long time ago. I mean, surely she would have been like really young when she did this. She's just talking about it. And I'm like, no, you can't swallow pennies. Why is a penny even in your mouth? And she's starting to get scared. And I started to get scared, started getting freaked out. I was having a stressful week already. So I'm like, that can kill you. You can die swallowing a penny. And so she's, you know, started to get upset and stuff. And I'm like, look, I don't know what to do. How long ago did you swallow this penny? And she's like, a long time ago. Oh. And my wife comes in and gets home like right as this is happening. She walks in the door from work. And I'm like, I can't handle this. You have to take over from here. I'm about to have like a mental breakdown because our kid's talking about eating pennies accidentally or something. And she said, okay. And so she goes in there and calmly talks to her. And she comes back and talks to me. She's like, okay, so she actually did swallow the penny. And it was today. And I said, frickin' today she swallowed a penny? Why? Why would she? Is it 8 years old? Why would you swallow a penny? It's like, yeah, well, so she was in her class in the library during this and found a penny and just thought she'd stick it in her mouth. And she turned around real quick and swallowed it. And I was like, why the heck? Oh my gosh, what is wrong with this kids? What the heck? And so that's what being a parent is like, okay? At any moment, you come in and somebody tells you they swallowed a penny. And you're like, why? So, you know, then I'm on the phone with poison control at the night. My wife's on the phone with them, on the phone with the doctor. And like, yeah, don't worry. Just as long as she didn't choke when she ate the penny. And I'm like, golly, she's in school. I'm like, I'm wondering, what the heck is wrong with this kid? She ate a penny. Why? So anyway, that ridiculous story out of nowhere for everybody. There you go. That's what it's like. That's what it's truly like having kids. Then, you know, they tell you they love you and you feel wonderful and all that good stuff too, but it does not come without that penny. Okay? So then you're on like Google. Then you're on like Google, what happens? What happens when my kid swallows a penny? Like typing this shit into Google. You're like waiting for some kind of psychotic crime to happen in your house and they're going to expose your search history. Like, what kind of shit were you looking at, weirdo? And and every article is talking about like a toddler. A toddler swallowed a penny. Oh no. And I'm like, this is not a toddler. This is a second grader. Please help me, world. What happens to the second grader that swallows a penny? So anyway, thankfully she's okay. Nothing happened. They said just wait. Eventually she'll pass it in natural ways. But it does, you know, it's definitely a stressful moment. I was laughing with guys behind the scenes about it. And now you all know about it. So there you go. So if you don't want to eat a penny, do me a favor and click the like button. If you haven't already. All right, I'm putting the chamber back together so that yeah, and the worst part about it is, again, it happened at school. So how can you be, you know, you can't be like, Oh, Steve, you're a neglectful parent. You're not paying attention to your kid. This happened at school, right? I couldn't do anything about it. So anyway, I have not had any chance to read the comments since I told that story. I think some people are having fun. Hey, Zero Sleep, welcome back. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh, jeez. Yeah, maybe your experience is you were the kid who did something wrong. Huh? Ate something bad? Like Belmont? Alright, the chamber's back together. We're going to heat this up and make sure we did everything right. We'll heat it up and you won't probably you'll hear my noise like gate kick in. I know it. So just be prepared for that. But at the same time, we'll clean out the end of this and try to do some sucking, you know. Try to do some sucking. Oh, Marcel, if that was only the case. An investment. Dollar came out at the end. Oh, snap. That's hilarious. Okay, so let's hear it. Let's see. All right, the pump's working. I'm going to turn the heat up here to like a 3 or 4. Like close, we'll go 3 all the way up to a 3. I'm going to let it get nice and hot, which this is, in case you didn't know, this is your temperature indicator. Once it's at the temperature you've asked it to go to, it'll turn off. The light will. So I'm going to let it heat up for a second, and then we'll clean the tip. Clean that tip out. Oh my goodness, this has been funny. Lewis pretended like he was going to go do work. This is smoking. It's so hot. Yeah, this thing doesn't sound very good, but you could tell once I got it heated up, it let me go all the way in that hole. There we go. Nice and... Let's see if I can maybe add a fresh solder on the end here. But it's probably going to liquefy in a second because it is so hot. Oh yeah, it won't even stick to it. It's so hot. Nice and chromed out. So I got that. I'm going to turn that heat all the way back down to the lowest setting now. And I do have this, which is interesting. We'll use it, and then I've got a 599B to rub on it. I got this chemical paste from Hakko, so we'll try to use it instead. And I think it's stuck. I think it's glued down here. This is old stuff. All right, let me move some of these things out of the way. But check this chemical paste out. It's down here. It says FS 100 chemical paste. Just remove that top. That stuff looks nasty. Holy moly, I'm going to get my head back so I don't breathe anything in. You're supposed to stick your tip in there of your hot iron, and it's just like puts a bunch of goo on it. You can take your 599B. Do you love how everything has a part number no matter what it is? Rub that tip down in there. It should clean it off well. That's what it's supposed to do. Oh yeah, see how it's... super shine on that tip right there. And that's what you want. Super clean tip like that. Don't want that to touch my hand. It'll burn the snot out of me. So that's the best way to go through and kind of, I do that every couple jobs with this 301, what you just saw me do right here. Took about 30 minutes. Turn it off. Well, here, so see this, the iron's there, the machine's still hot, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this off, and it's still turned on actually, and I'm gonna use this to remove it. I don't know if any of you guys have ever done that. And then I can come in here, and I can, if there's ever a clog in this area, then you can get at it like this. See? Even while it's hot, it's okay. All right. And you just stick your tip back on right there. And that's what you get, a clog sometimes. You got to do that. And stick this guy in here all the way down. There you go. You know you got a good clean sucker. Good FR301. Good and ready to go. Ready to do the job. So now I'm going to put this to the side and let it cool. Because it is hot. Hot, hot, hot. Now this is something you don't see me use on streams very much, but I do use it. What are you using there? Are you talking about that cleaner? It's called FS100, if that's what you were asking. The chemical paste. All you have to do is put Hakko FS100 right there. And this is the FA400. Check out this filter on here. I do use it, or it wouldn't look like this. Look at that filter. That's what it looks like. It used to look like this. Look at that. Look what you wonder what the now people look, don't do this. Don't say, oh, it's do yourself a favor. Don't say that when solder melts on a soldering iron that it's lead that's being exposed to your nose, to your esophagus, to your lungs. It's not. It's the actual rosin core flux. That's what's evaporating. Okay? So that's what you're actually feeling. I'm going to try to just, use some basic brushing here first. And that should get the majority of this filter cleaned up. Because this filter, all it's doing is catching those fumes and not recirculating them in the shop or anything. It's not like something that's got to be, it's not like my face filter or something that I'm breathing through. But just doing that simple brushing off, do like that, knock it free. That's all really we have to do here for this. And you do this like once a year, probably, right? You don't even have to do it that often. Do that, and I can't even tell. Well, this was the side that was exposed last time. I'm going to leave it that way. Slip that guy right back in there. And that's really it. Now, this is designed, remember, to be used two ways. Upright like this, and it sucks in the fumes this way. Or you can also, which a lot of people don't do this, but you can set it down like this way, like this. And it'll suck in air down here, so you can work down here, and it sucks in the air this way if you need it to be shorter, and then the air is actually going this direction. It's going up and then that way, so it's going away from you. Okay, so you like sucks in here and pushes that way. So you can come down here, and I can do my little stuff. I can do my little deeds, right? My dirty deeds. All my dirty exhaust can come out here and go that way. Mickey, hey. Or Mick. Delusional, what's up, everybody? What's up, Dell? How you been? I need to get back in touch with you. I need to get my guest list back together. You and there's another guy too. I've been lacking on that. So that's it. Not a huge thing to worry about cleaning, but still, might as well do it. All right. Now the last one is the one I don't think I've ever really cleaned. This is my this is one of my favorite tools that I've gotten this year, and it's like, I can't remember. Let me see how much. I know, like everybody wants to. Hey, here's the thing. I bought all these tools myself on retail. I do not get any kind of discount or anything. It's just straight up Amazon purchases, okay? Like, that's all it is. All it is. This Hakko station is pretty expensive. It's about $300, and it does not come with a tip. That's the thing. It comes with everything you need except a tip, pretty much. So you're you're going to be investing like $250 around that, or $350 around that for this tool, but it's different style of heating element than the other. Much higher quality. It's the FX951. This is a setup. You have to have this key in it or it won't even turn on. It's like a safety key. Got this little mat here to protect it. And then this is the handle. And then you can come in here and you can actually remove this tip. Okay? Like that. And then you can exchange this one. Like if you had, I can't remember how this comes out of here. I don't want to mess it up, but I know that it either pulls out one way or one. There it is. You push it down. Okay. Well, my camera started glitching out on me. Get back here, baby. All right, so this is what you will buy. This is the T15D08, sorry. T15D08. So it's like the T15 system. And this is the wand. This is the heated element. And that's, you know, that goes in there, and that's all you got here. So it's much higher quality, but it also comes out in pieces. And you can go buy the kits with them that are these whole entire things, and they have different tips on them, different points on them. And then the cool thing too with this setup is you can, like, I've got this, which is the one I use every day pretty much. And then this is another wand which just plugs into this FX951 station, and it allows you to do micro soldering. So this has like a super fine tip. I mean, super fine knife edge tip. It's so tiny. It's very small. It's for like soldering to chips and stuff. It's just very handy for that. It's like so small. And so this will heat up really nicely and works well. But it has to have its own wand too. And then you have a whole series of tips for that. So that's where you end up spending a lot more money. But again, this stuff does the work amazingly well. And what I really want to do is I want to clean this thing off, my handle. Definitely want to put some like rubbing alcohol here and clean this thing a little bit. And try to make it look nice again. I just rub it. Just give it the old rubby dub. Hey, Varenj, thank you for the super chat. He said, I hit the like button. I came because of the headline, but really came to watch you service your tool well. And I hope you are satisfied for watching me service multiple tools here. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Yes, this is, I really appreciate that. So, this is coming clean pretty nicely. Gotta love servicing the tools. Really, if you don't service your tools, they're not gonna last that long. My camera's like, it needs a servicing. Let's get it down in here. Maybe it'll behave itself. This little thing has been through hell and back. This little Oh, look at it. It's just wanting to glitch out. It's about time to replace it, but I hate to, because what it can do is it's got software that really lets it rotate nicely, and I can change a lot of things on it, but I've just worn it out. It's like, it's hard to find good cheap cameras that don't have a bunch of bloatware. I wanted to get this one from Logitech that's supposed to be like a presentation style camera for like classrooms, but it's on a how messed up is this? It's on Kickstarter campaign from Logitech. Kickstarter campaign, it's like $350 on the Kickstarter campaign. I mean, what the heck? I'm not funding Kickstarter campaigns for Logitech. This isn't some little company, you know? Why should I have to fund through Kickstarter a Logitech project? Hey Chris, welcome in. So we've got this solder tip holder cleaned up, and what the heck, why not just rub this off and see if that'll actually do anything. We'll heat it up here in a second, make sure everything's good, but make sure that, and we'll go ahead and do like the chemical cleaning and everything on this. That looks nice. So which way did I do this? I put this in this way, I believe. Yep. And that's too far. There we go. That should be good. I think that's right. These are about the same length when you get them out. Yeah, that's right. Cool. Station so sweet. So now I'm just gonna back out a little bit higher. Oh. And then I'm not gonna leave that on the ground because then it'll get hot and burn up. We'll turn the station on, let it warm up. Now I keep it at generally 600 and 650 on the temperature settings. You can of course easily go up or down right here on that, but that's what we're doing. You can see it smoking as it gets up to temperature. There it is. It's notifying me that it's up to temperature. And look, when you put this back in, watch this. When I put this back in, it's in sleep mode. When I put this back in here, so that means it's cooling down. And then when I pick it back up, it'll start heating back up again. It'll beep and tell me it's not in sleep mode. Back in sleep mode, not in sleep mode now. And it's also got an LED indicator up here so that you know it's on, right? If I turn it off, there you go. There we go. Remove it. There we have it. Now we're going to come back with this paste. Remember this paste? Let's see this paste. Probably ought to be. This is something you definitely don't want to breathe in. This one going to be sitting way back here. Ooh, look at that. Shh. That stuff's nasty. I don't know what that is, but it's nothing that I really want to be breathing. There we go. Look how beautifully shiny that tip is. I mean, you're always going to have a dull edge around the wand. The most important thing is the tip. And it is beautiful clean. Ready to go. Ready to solder some stuff. See, just put a little. tin it up. Oh, yeah. There we go. That thing's ready to go. That's the daily driver right there. Love that setup. But, let's say you don't have that setup. It's okay. There's another good one. Everybody knows this other one. I don't know, right? It looks like I'm a Hakko fanboy. I kind of am. But it's just like you get started with one company, one tool company, and it's hard to really break free from it. I don't know who else makes this variety of tools at such a good quality. If there's another company that does like all of it as well as Hakko, I don't even honestly know about it. I keep looking back here because there's all this goofy Christmas stuff back here behind me. Like, right here. I keep thinking this is something like a person or something. And I keep hearing Cole snore back there. So I'm like, what the heck's going on? So this is my oldie. This is my first soldering iron that was good, right? This is the wand to it. It's the... Oh, I can't even read it. It's covered in gook. But, it's this FX. This thing's been rode hard, baby. FX 888D. 888D right there. Look at that. I even knocked it off the table. Cracked the housing. This whole unit. She's seen a lot of capacitors. This one... Does it even have a date on it when it was made? I don't see it right there, actually. Anyway, electrically safe. Look at this. Man, this is an oldie. Look at this thing. Just seen so many projects. And this is something I never really used. This wet sponge that came with it. I never used that. Actually, I don't recommend using that at all. So I'm going to do the same kind of thing. This is just hideous. I'm going to clean this wand up because this is still what I use. Like, I take this with me when I go to a place and I do a work there. It's got a different tip on it. The tip system is completely different. So you don't have to buy you just buy these tips for this Hakko system, and then there's your heating element from there. It's good, but it's not as good as the other one, but it is good still. So that's just slides over there. Obviously you can't take that off while it's hot. So we're going to clean up this area first, same way I did the other one, and kind of just rub it. So what is everybody talking about here? What's Lewis got everybody giggling about? Like, this was the one that, yeah. Uh-oh. That's weird. OBS just said it disconnected and then it reconnected. So I hope everything's okay. I don't see anything. It said reconnection successful. Did I just lose everybody? We still there? If you're still here for me and you haven't done it already, please hit the like button. And it looks like the chat's still rolling, so I think everything's okay. I've never had that happen. Maybe it's because I accidentally hit a button or something right next to me. I don't know. Yes, now I can finally see it again, the label. So that's pretty disgusting to think about. I need to go buy some more alcohol, and not the kind you drink. I've got plenty of that. The cleaning kind. All right, cool. You found a CRT in your friend's field, like just out in the country, like in the woods, at a farm or something. I don't know whether you're kidding or messing with me, Chris. And yes, you can graduate to the. I want to do something. I want to do a like a live course for a week or something. I really want to set that up. I think that would be a lot of fun, like the CRT workshop, where you would bring your tools. You could bring your. I would have to rent a space, right? You could bring your tools, and we could work together on CRT stuff. It'd be days and days and days training. And it would be like you bring your own CRT and restore it, and we all do that together, kind of as like a class, like 20 people in it. What do you think? You think the people would show? If you build it, they will come. Will they come? Oh, BB gun. Oh man, that sucks. Thanks, Chris. Yeah, so that would be fun. It's something that I've wanted to kind of organize is that kind of thing. Of course, I don't know how much it would end up costing, you know? Then somebody would be like, he's a scammer. He's charging for the Retro Tech Academy. All right. Wand is looking nice, much nicer. I'm gonna brush it a little bit because this is really grungy. I'd like to get some more people involved too. Think about that. How cool would that be if there was a course with multiple teachers and workshops? Could be a real fun idea, but then it would have to be strategically in the area that made the most sense. So I don't know. Because it's not, it's fun to do things over the internet, but you really learn a lot more if you're right in front with somebody, and then if you have an issue, they're right there to talk to you. And sometimes it just helps to actually see someone else do something live in person to get you over that mythical hump that's been holding you back your whole life, right? What do you think? All right, this tip is just hideously dirty too, from what I can tell. There's a lot of like weird stuff. Not so much of the tip, but up here on the sides of it. So I'm going to turn it on now after doing that cleanup. And we're going to try to get that tip to look good. Get this flammable stuff out of the way. That'd be a good idea. That'd be a good idea. And we'll plug this one in. And Belmont, I am going to send you my Super Nintendo to fix eventually. If you will please allow me to get some services from you. I would love to have my other Super Nintendo working again. All right. So this one, let's see what we're actually going to crank this one up a little bit higher to clean it. This one is going to be very similar to the last one. Ooh, it's on 760 already. Oh yeah, that would be great. Delusional. Del, that's what I'm talking about. It'd be fun to do something like that. Yep. Remember, everybody, if you're here for the head shaving, it will be. It's that's a part of the challenge for the stream tonight. I've tried to mention it 3 or 4 times. I think I've done so. We're trying to get people to come to the live show tonight over on the 8-Bit Esquire channel. If you type in 8-Bit Esquire as one word, Or it could be 8 Bite Squire. 8 BITESQUIRE. And you can come join us. It'll be myself, the legend. We are on the eve of the release of the RetroTink 4K. Yeah, thank you, Belmont. We are on the eve of the RetroTink 4K release, and you'll get to talk to Mike Chi tonight. He will be there. He will be there to answer all the questions about the RetroTink and to talk about it and his involvement with Roger in our CRT episode and whatever else he's going to do. I won't promise anything for what he's going to do more than that, but he'll be there tonight. And we'll also have Bob from Retro RGB. We have Scarlet Sprites. Myself. Who else is... I know I'm forgetting somebody. Whew. Get it down in there dirty. There's also a mystery guest. Oh, Zez, of course. Why would I forget Zez? He'll be there too. It's 4 a.m. for him. All right, Daniel, thank you for coming. See you next time. Yeah, it worked. I do. I will have it till tonight. The hair is going tonight. I'm not just shaving it to get a live stream attention here on my own channel. I'm not that desperate, and I don't think it even worked if I would have been. How many likes do we even have? I haven't even seen it. Look, it has come clean some. Now you'll only be able to get solder on the tip there on this one. Yeah, the shaving will be happening tonight. We got to make those goals happen. It's definitely become a good bit cleaner. It still looks pretty nasty on the outside, but it's going to. Yes, well, thank you. See, 40 likes this show. I don't know what happened, man. The live show was doing so well for a while, and now I love doing it, but man, it's like it's not been getting the people are too busy with Christmas and other things in real life to worry about their daytime watching of a CRT repairman's channel. But I'm still doing it, baby, because I love to do it. And that's funny, Dell. Yeah, it's because he's just an attorney that makes a couple videos. The official cheerleader for the RetroTink products. That's what it originally was, and he just started making videos like a year ago. He's got a good premise, though. And he's definitely gotten them way better than me at shooting and video editing, which is good. All right, I think we're pretty good on here. I mean, I could get my Dremel out and file the daggum thing all the way down. Well, you've done your part, you know. You got to get that 4K too, you know, Belmont. That's good, though. Always good to hear that repairs cost less than you were expecting. I always look back every month. I have to spend a lot in the cars. It's always like, oh gosh, I can't believe I had to spend $1,500 on the car this month. Awesome. Nothing's cheap usually anymore. All right, we'll do that. We got it all cleaned up. Now I'm just gonna go close that up. I'm gonna go ahead and tin that nicely like that. Clean it one last time, a little bit. And there we go. Now it's kind of ready to just use, just like the other one. So this one can get the job done just like the FX951. It's just, and this is cheap still. I consider this a cheap tool. I believe you could still get this one for $100, and it comes with everything you need to get going. Now again, I don't use that because it never made much sense. Never made much sense to me to clean the solder tip when you're using it, while you're using it, to start hitting it on this wet sponge so much, right? Heat and then massive cool down just makes things crack. I never really liked it, so I never really used it. So yeah, car repairs can be rough for sure. So this one's good to go, and we'll be ready for the next road trip, you know, where we have to have the soldering iron on the road. That's the one I'm taking, the FX888D right there. Yeah, Chris, I know, right? But repair guys now get screwed by warranty companies for the most part, right? Or these warranties that will only pay them for a third of the hours that it actually takes to do a job. That's just ridiculous. And then not to mention the pain in the neck procedure to work on modern vehicles for things, right? Right? I believe that's all the tools I have. Well, the ones that I'm going to be playing with today on stream. Oh. Can I be stopped? I don't know. Can we all be stopped? Right now, so this is, this comes with the FX951. It's a stand that you're supposed to stick your tips in, but I don't have any other tips because I don't use any other style. So I stick it with my accessory tools over here, little screwdrivers and thingies like that. The only other tool that's over here is a hot air station, and I rarely use it, so it doesn't even need to be cleaned. There's nothing to clean on it. I mainly use the hot air station to make nice to do nice heat shrink tubing. That's it, really. Oh my gosh, yeah, that sucks, Chris. That's exactly what I'm talking about. I don't care. So here's an interesting thing. What about the look, man, I have been wanting to like do a stream on this topic, but I haven't done it, obviously, but I kept thinking about it. But what about the stuff with the streaming of or the content, you know, from the PlayStation? It's basically Sony that has sold content to people under the guise that they would have it, and that they're going to lose that content straight up, the Discovery Channel content on the PlayStation. The Sony's going to discontinue showing it, and they're going to remove it from people's libraries in the next year. So they have till the end of the month. And that's just, isn't that ridiculous? I mean, and then I started thinking, what are industries that have had to deal with this? I mean, we're on the cusp here, guys, of basically being shown the door where we're only going to be able to buy digital crap if we just keep going down that path. I think that a great example of some industry that's actually done better than expected would be the book industry. You know, books should have been obsolete years ago. The tablet generation and iPads and screens have been more prevalent than ever, and you'd think books would go away, but there's still whole big bookstores. And there's like publishers and people fighting to keep those things alive. I wish there was the same passion from the industries involved in games and movies, but they are literally going the opposite direction where they're like doubling down on only wanting to offer things digitally, and it just sucks. So anyway, I don't know. I didn't really prepare for a whole stream on it. That's why I didn't talk about it very much, but it has been on the back of my mind, and I'm sure on the back of many of your minds, because this isn't going to end just like this. There's going to be other companies that are going to see this, are going to do the same thing. They're going to remove content, and it's okay that, you know, we're all like patting ourselves in the back for being a part of the retro scene. A lot of us have some level of piracy, whatever you want to call it, some level of piracy, where we could be called connected to a pirate network, I guess you could say, so many ways. And while it's going to be awesome, and we'll always probably have a historical reference of these items, thanks to the efforts of so many people to document and hold games and hardware and things like that. But if we weren't doing it, it would literally go away, and it would be all just subscription-based crap, and there would be no things like that. It's a scary thought to think that just like it would just be gone. Yeah, I mean, it's just going to happen. And you understand that with outdated technology, there's going to be a way, but there's got to be a way, you know, there should be some kind of like deal here. But again, we all agree to terms of service for using things. So if you agree to terms of service in so many ways, you could just be like, according to Sony's terms of service, they could have just taken this content away and not even told anybody about it, and that would have been within the rights of their terms of service. They could just, when you complain about it, they could just cut you off. All right, Dell, yeah, you threw away that sponge. Yeah, I don't understand that sponge. Oh, that's a good idea. Put different soldering tips down in there. Yeah, and that's why I don't think the sponge is really on the other. I don't know. It's weird. It's like the only one that has the sponge from what They do sell a different sponge, but I've just never been a sponger. Never been a sponge bather for the Hakko tools. All right, guys. That's today's live stream. Thank you all for showing up. I appreciate your time and the little fun discussions we've had today and everything. I do hope I see you all tonight at the stream at 9 p.m. It's only, hey, we made it. Now we're through one live stream. And hey, I heard Bob, he may be doing a live stream in between now and then on his channel today. I don't know that that's officially happening, but keep an eye out. You might be able to get another show from Retro RGB, excuse me, here on YouTube. So keep an eye out on your subscription feed. But otherwise, I will see you all tonight if you're going to be there. I really appreciate you all. All right? All right? I hope we all got to have some fun hanging out. Have a wonderful weekend. And I'll either see you tonight or I'll see you next week in next week's bunker. And do remember, I have that awesome rack video coming. Lovely thing about racks. If you want early access to that, we'll be releasing it over the weekend on Patreon first. So anyway, thanks again.